What's good, YouTube? Jabbar back with Abdul Aesthetics, and today we're going to I'm actually revamping a part of my channel that I started, but I completely forgot about it after like 1 or 2 videos. It's called Ask Abdul, because when I first started my channel, I actually had like 1 or 2 people ask me a question about fitness, and I would answer it in video format. And this is pretty much what I'm doing, the same thing, but nobody, well, I wouldn't say nobody asked me this question. It's just a question that, you know, I've had. This question has been the reason for me having a discussion with plenty of people. So I figured, why not make it into a video? You know what I'm saying? We gotta diversify the channel. Not just fitness, we gotta diversify it. So anyway, question being is, why is it so hard to let negative people go? And the first thing I say when it comes to letting negative people go, because even people who are positive in your life could, not knowing it, be a negative influence on what you're doing. Take me for example. I love my friends. I love them to death. They're good people, but you know, our goals don't line up together. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to do what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I like to drink, and I know, you know, drinking and bodybuilding, it does not go hand in hand. I mean, you could, you know, they have alternatives like, you know, apple ciders with a little bit of alcohol in it for people who like to work out and stay healthy. Drinking and bodybuilding do not go hand in hand. And I know if I hang with them, the likelihood, it's not like a given that I'm gonna drink every time, but the likelihood of me drinking goes way up if I hang with my friends. And here again, they are great people, you know, but it's just that environment is not conducive to what I want to do in my life. So the first thing I tell people is, if you want to learn how to let negative things go, negative people go, you have to first get out of your own way. What I mean by that is, as you go through life, you know, you may not think about it, but as you go through life, you tend to get attached to certain people and certain things. It may be a coping mechanism, or it may be somebody you grew up with. You get attached to these things that serve kind of like they serve a purpose at first. And as life goes on, you know, we all go through stuff in our lives. As life goes on, it gets increasingly, you know, difficult to manage without, you know, feeling like you need to do a certain thing to get you over. Maybe eating, and maybe drinking, and maybe smoking, and maybe some type of drug. What I'm trying to say is, you have to first get from in front, you have to get out your own way. And by doing that, you'll have a better understanding of what I can do, or I'm sorry, what I need to do, which is I need to let this person, I need to let this thing go. Now, when you talk about people in general, especially if you've grown up with these people have come through for you in your times of need, these people have done things for you, you've done things for them, you've been cool for years, maybe a decade, maybe a little bit more than a decade. You have to understand that if you have a goal in mind, if you become goal oriented, a lot of people, especially the people that you're close to, are not gonna understand it at first. Now, they may come around, but there's a good chance that they won't understand what you're talking about, or they won't understand what you're trying to do. So they're going to go about their lives as if you didn't tell them, oh, I'm trying to do this, or I'm trying to do that. But the things that they're doing may be negatively affecting you when you get around them. So you have to make a choice. What's more important? Is, you know, what I want to do with my life more important, or is going out with my friends and being exposed to an environment that I know is going to negatively affect what I'm trying to do. You have to have a conversation with yourself, whether it be, you know, in your mind, or it may be physical. You may need to look in the mirror and talk to yourself. I know some people do that. I do that from time to time. Doesn't make you crazy. It just means that you have a certain understanding of what's actually going on. So you just have to make a choice. You know, you have to get out of your own way. You have to put the attachments aside, put everything that has happened up to that point, you have to put it aside. And when you put it aside, you start to understand that you don't need to completely cut this person out of your life, but you need to limit the time in which you spend with that person in that, you know, in that environment. So let's use me for an example again. Like I said, I love my friends. You know, I've been hanging out with the same 4 people for the last, I'm about to be 26, for the last couple years, you know, and I don't feel the need to want to add anybody else into that group, because I feel like the less people you deal with, the less bullshit you deal with. You know, that's just me. But, you know, using me for example, like I said, let's just say, for example, I hung out with my friends, I don't know, 6 times a month, and 4 out of those 6 times I got sloppy drunk, disgusted, and it negatively affected my bodybuilding. Like, I got set back a week for 1 day of, you know, extreme drinking and partying. I understand that it's gonna negatively affect me if I continue to go down that road. So what I do is I still hang out with my friends, but I take that 6 times a month to 3 times a month. Come say hi to the camera, because you walked in on me. She gotta go use the bathroom. But what I'm saying is, I take that 6 times a month and I drop it to maybe 4 times a month. So the likelihood of me drinking drops as well. You see what I'm saying? It went from hanging out with them 6 times to drinking and getting drunk 4 times, to me hanging out with them 4 times to maybe getting drunk twice a month. You know, and as I cut back, and as you start to progress in whatever it is you're starting to do, those people will start to understand that, okay, this person is serious. Once you show people progress, they start to understand that you're serious. You know, you be consistent. You keep, you know, putting yourself out there. You keep making it clear that this is what I want to do. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, then then the ball is in their course, or their court. They have the choice to make if they want to keep negatively affecting you, or they're gonna actually respect what you're trying to do. So that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. How to let go of negative people, negative things, is you have to first get out of your own way. And that's gonna wrap this thing up. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. I know it may not have been the most, you know, flashy video. It may not have been the most entertaining video, but like I said, we gotta diversify the channel. I fucked up. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and until next time, deuce. You still haven't come here. Like, what are you doing? You gotta get in the camera. Come here, bye. Nah, I'm just kidding.